Hello, welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at some gameplay here with the Yveltal XL version in the Open Master League. And we're going to have some footage here from Drink Milk. What a nice name. Sometimes I just forget to say the name of the player, but always, like usually at least, if I don't forget it, it's always on the right side. We are going to have a team here with the Dialga, the Yveltal, and also the Zacian. This time around, still Zacian with Snarl instead of the Quick Attack, which at least for most people is currently the preferred version, because you're a little bit better against like the mirror, you're a little bit more neutral, you're going to do more damage in general compared to Snarl, but you also generate a little bit less energy, so I can understand if you kind of still want to run Snarl. It really depends on your own preferences, because both of them are fine. I would have swapped out here already, to be fair, if I was you, because like you only gave the opponent more farm here, which most likely means that they will be able to reach another move here, but you can actually go ahead and go for another Dark Pulse. This will be able to knock them out, and we see the Mewtwo coming back in. It seems like they don't have an answer for Mewtwo. Next opponent, we will see here the Mamoswine. Mamoswine is a fine one here for you. You will be able to go for some close combats. The close combat will not knock them out immediately, I think it would survive it, but you're going to swap out anyway into your Dialga, which you can do. Like, I would have played a little bit differently, but I mean, you most likely have your own plan with it as well. You will be able to shield up this next move here, so you're going to get them very, very low already just with the Dragon Breath alone, and you can go for an Iron Head, trying to knock them all the way out, but they're going to shield up, which is interesting. You should be able to just farm them all the way down by shielding one more time, realigning your Pokemon, which is pretty important with your team. What I kind of want to note here is that I think that Wild Charge is pretty important on your lead there. I think it helps you out in a ton of matchups where you really want it. But now we see Giratina in the back, and yeah, Yveltal is the hardest answer for Giratina. I think just one Dark Pulse and some fast moves are enough to knock that thing out. We see a Mewtwo against you in the lead. You can just go ahead and go for a size for a Wild Charge or whatever, but they're actually going to swap out into your Dialga now, trying to catch the move. Gonna get hit by one Focus Blast. I don't think this was what you expected to happen here, but you will be able to go into your own Yveltal. You know now what moves they run, so you're not really too scared about anything here, but yeah, this is sometimes how it can go. Sometimes you just get Focus Blasted, but maybe this opponent will get Focus Blasted here as well. You're going to let the Rock Slide go through. You can go ahead and go for a Dark Pulse here. Sadly, not going straight for the Focus Blast here, but it would have been definitely not, like, it definitely was a decent play here to not go for it. As we see a Garchomp coming in. Garchomp has access to Sand Tomb, which they're going to go for, which is interesting, but you will go ahead and can just go straight for the close combat. Sad that you don't have Play Rough here, would have made this matchup way, way better. But you can still go for close combat, which will get them low enough that you can farm them all the way down. You might want to shield it, but you don't want to shield it. And you can just take this outrage here, and you can go for one close combat. You're gonna get the final shield, and at least we can finally see a Focus Blast from the Yveltal. Goodbye, MEweedle. That's going to be a good game. Next opponent, we will see Zacian against Dialga. You will be able to go for one close combat here, of course. You can also just go ahead and farm up completely extra and then just like let one Iron Head go through before you throw your own move. But you're going to go ahead and go for straight 2 charge moves. You can swap out now. I think I would swap out if I was you, and you should swap out, but you're going to stay in here. What this allows you now as well is to hit all the Focus Blasts in the world if you want to with your Yveltal, but now you're going to lose both of the shields that you just gained basically, and you see a Ho-Oh coming in. And for this matchup, it's very important that you're going to have the Wild Charge. This will nearly knock them out. Kind of necessary to go for another one here, to be fair. You could have just farmed them down with the Dialga and kept your energy, but you just want to sweep them completely with the Zacian, as it can go for another move here. Close combat knocks them out, and we see a MEweedle coming in. They're going to surrender here. Interesting surrender there. I think you would have been fine anyway, but like still the backline is very weak against MEweedle, but at least your lead isn't weak against MEweedle, which is fine for this one here. As well as you will be able to go for some close combats, and you can just swap out later if you want to. But yeah, not shielding the first move is amazing, especially as they go for another one here. here, because Rock Slide will do only a lot of damage when you're debuffed. Going for the fast move here was of course a little bit overkill, but it is fine. You will be able to go for one Wild Charge now against this incoming Togekiss, where you really need the extra damage on them. This is why it's important to have Wild Charge on the lead. Both of your Pokemon in the back will die to Togekiss, so having Wild Charge there will allow you to at least threaten this Pokemon a little bit more than what you would be able to with the Play Rough. As we will see the MEweedle come in, you can shield up this move, and it's going to be the superpower. You can farm them all the way down, I think. You don't have to throw it all. They actually can get still to a move. I didn't expect that. You still survive it though. Superpower coming through, and we will see another Dialga coming in. You're gonna go straight for the Draco. That's kind of rough, but yeah, we will see if you can still win this one here. You have to go for the bait, I guess. It's still going to be super close. You're going to get the shield here, which is nice. You're going to be able to go for the Focus Blast now. They're going to have to throw the charge move here, which is going to be the Iron Head, but I don't think they're gonna get to the next one in time. You can go for another Focus Blast here, which is going to destroy another Dialga. And we see the MEweedle in the back with a 1 HP in a Dream. Good game there. Next opponent, we will see Zacian against Kyogre. Again, here it's also very nice that you have the Wild Charge available for you, as it's super effective. You can just go and see, let this move go through. Yeah, you're going to let this move go through. You will get a lot of damage on them. You would get a shield advantage as well if you're just going to go for 2 Wild Charge, or like you get Switch advantage, which I don't think you will. But you're actually going to just let this go. Try to farm it down with your own Dialga, and this should be fine. What you can do here, you would be able to survive one close combat, but you're actually going to shield this move up. Fine as well, it's also okay. You will be able to get 2 shields from the opponent, at least what I think you should be able to, as you will get to another Iron Head in time, which is amazing. Now you should just let the next move go through. And you should have a great time, especially as now the Fairy type is out of the way for your Yveltal. You can go into your own Zacian here, and you can go straight for the Wild Charge, which will knock out the opponent, as they are 4 times debuffed. Let's see what they have in the back. They're going to go back into the... Oh god, that's going to be a tough one. They went back into the Kyogre, and now you have another Fairy type in the back. XL Xerneas, you're going to let this move go through, which I don't know why. You definitely had to shield this move up. Like, this was your only way to still have a chance there. I think still Dark Pulse would have done a ton of damage, and I think you might have got them into range for the other one. This would be of course close, but I think like Dark Pulse still does a ton of damage against these Xerneas there, so don't know if this was the correct decision, but we will see here the opponent having a Metagross. You're gonna go for the Iron Head, trying to pressure them just with shields here, which I actually like. Like, you're actually gonna get them pretty low, which is interesting, as I think the opponent isn't the opponent isn't XL. That's the main reason why, I think. There's a 3800 CP version from the opponent. This is not XL, neither is this one XL, which does definitely tell me a little bit more why the opponent plays so weird, or why everybody, like why the Dialga had such a decent matchup against the opponent's Metagross. But we will see here that you can go ahead and go into Yveltal against this level 41 Pokemon. Like, it doesn't do damage yet, it doesn't do damage. The Dialga is also only level 40. I actually thought this was like higher ranked battles as well, but maybe I looked wrong. We will see that you will be able to win this game pretty easily, as we can go into the next one. It's veteran rank. It's kind of high, 2600. We see the next opponent having the Zacian with Quick Attack. Actually, it's a little bit awkward here, but again, you see the CP here from the opponent. Opponent again having only a non-XL version of the Zacian. Interesting to see those in there. Like, I didn't really expect to see any of those anymore. But yeah, you will be able to outspeed them in terms of charge moves here. Wild Charge coming through, gonna get the shield. And you will be able to shield up the next move, which is going to be the close combat. You can go for another Wild Charge, you're gonna get the final shield here, or knock out the opponent, which I think they're gonna get the final shield. But actually no, you're going to knock out the opponent, which is even better, as you can now align your Yveltal against the non-XL version of Giratina, and we see a half-XL version of Dialga. I guess this person tries to get the Dialga candy together because it's like half XL-ish, but you will be able to go ahead and go for one Focus Blast if you want to. And staying in here is actually also not the play to go, to be fair. You kind of want to swap out into your own Dialga, as you're going to have a way better matchup, forcing the opponent to throw the Draco Meteor, and you're still going to have at least now your charge move ready for the opponent's Giratina. You're still going to be able to win this game anyway. As they go for another charge move here, you can go ahead and go into your Dialga. Then Dialga can just farm them all the way down, and it's going to be a good game. Next opponent, we see a MEweedle. At least this one's level 50 again. MEweedle is a very strong Pokemon still, and very easy to get. we will see the hopefully the rock slide. Yeah, some of them are running flash cannon nowadays, so like you never know. We see the close comment coming through. You're going to do a ton of damage, which is nice, and you're going to have to shield up this next move as well, as they're going to go for one rock slide. You can go for another fast move. You're gonna go get to the close combat in time, which would be able to knock out the opponent. They're going to shield up, and you're going to catch the rock slide here on the Dialga. Very nice catch, but also a little bit risky, as they're going to still be able to go for another move here, but you kind of keep your energy alive. I would have shielded this, to be fair, because the Dialga doesn't really have any hard answer, especially not this one here. You would have got to the Draco Media as well, so throwing this one was definitely a mistake. Easily would have got to the Draco Media, which would have knocked out the opponent. As we see you going back into your fairy, most likely, exactly, you will be able to definitely survive this move. Going to be an Aqua Tail, and you can go for one Wild Charge to try to knock out the opponent's Gyarados. This will do enough damage, but they're going to shield up anyway, and you can go and try to farm down. Farm down won't be able to happen here, like definitely not going to happen here. You can get some extra energy, but this farm down will happen. That's very nice for you. We see the Gyarados coming back in again. They just basically gave you free energy, which is very kind of the opponent. Let's see if there's something in the back for the Focus Blast, and there is something in the back for the Focus Blast. This will one-shot, and bye-bye Hydreigon. Was nice to see you here. Next opponent, we will see Zacian against Dialga. You will be able to go for some close combats. Your backline is pretty fine. Whatever you want to play here. It's another level 50 Pokemon, which is nice to see. I think it's even best buddy, but I am not sure. We see the Iron Head coming through, and we will be able to go for one close combat here, which will get the shield from the opponent as well. And you're going to swap into the Mewtwo. Mewtwo gonna get greeted by a Pokemon that they don't really want to face, as you're going to stay in for a little bit longer to get some energy. But yeah, we can go for the Yveltal now, which definitely would take any move other than Ice Beam. Unfortunate here that we see an Ice Beam version of Mewtwo. I actually made a video before on Ice Beam Mewtwo when it wasn't a thing at all, and it worked out so well. But nowadays the meta has shifted a little bit towards the towards the Zacian. So I actually still think that Ice Beam has some potential, just also for some other flying type matchups. For example, the Lugia, where also Shadow Ball would work though. But yeah, it's kind of tough. It's definitely a move that you saw a lot of times already before I showcased it as well. Ice Beam Mewtwo is a cool one to play. We see the opponent here gonna go for the shield, and we can see them going into the Dialga, which has to take now at least one close combat. Close combat coming through, going to do some nice damage, and we see that you can go for the Iron Head in time. This will knock out the opponent. That was very close, as we see the opponent coming back into their Dialga. Do they have enough energy here? They do have enough energy, and they're going to be able to win this game here as well with one more Iron Head. Will knock you out, as we can go into the second to last game. Mewtwo in the lead. It's something that I don't really like to see myself, but for this team it's okay. But you're going to swap out into your Dialga as you get greeted by a Garchomp. Weird swap by the opponent. They're going to bait you at least with the Sand Tomb here. Do they have a triple Sand team? That would be interesting, but no, they're just going to go straight Sand Tomb, which is fine for you. You can just farm them all the way down. Let's see what comes in here. If it's Mewtwo, it's fine. If it's something else, it's fine. It's going to be a Metagross. That's not fine. It's actually the worst possible thing to face with this team. As we see, at least you're going to be able to get a shield here, and you can now go for one Draco Meteor, doing a ton of damage if it would land, but they're going to shield up as well. As you can go into your Fairy type. This didn't really make too much sense, to be fair, but it's okay, I guess. You could have just shielded this and farmed them down, but yeah. It is fine. We will see that you can now go into your Yveltal. Yveltal going to get a ton of energy, and you should be pretty much okay here. As the Yveltal will have a very decent time here. Meteor Mash gonna get shielded, and we see the Mewtwo coming in. I guess, yeah, then make maybe some sense to go into the Zacian, but still kind of weird one. We see at least now that they're gonna get to another move here, which is going to be another Side Strike. Not too scary. You're going to overfarm a little bit too much, to be fair, but this Snarl plus the Dark Pulse will be enough to knock out both Pokemon from the opponent, as they are very low and both are weak against it. Let's take a look at the final battle here. Let's see what they're going to run. They're going to run a Pokemon that you really don't want to face with the Togekiss here. But this is why you have Wild Charge. Of course, you're going to get a shield advantage from this matchup. You should have went for a little bit more of an energy gain there. But you can swap out into your Dialga, and you get greeted by the hardest Dialga answer. Isn't this nice? You're still going to be able to get a shield here though, which is good, as they're going to shield up the next move. And you will go down to this Pokemon anyway. It doesn't matter if you shield or not, as this next Pokemon coming in, most likely going to be the Zacian, trying to go for one close combat. But still, the Charm are going to be definitely a pain, as you have no chance really on like no answer that does some fast move heavy damage, but you're still going to be able to go for one charge move here. It's going to be an Ancient Power most likely. It would be super effective. You can go for some Overfarm here and go for one Dark Pulse. Let's see if this Overfarm was necessary and helped you out later, as we see the opponent coming in into the exit roll again. Doesn't really help you. They're going to be able to knock you out here. And I think that's going to be a good game, as I don't know how the Zacian is supposed to win this matchup. You will be able to go for another move here. This will knock out the opponent, but what do they have in the back? It's going to be a MEweedle, and this is going to be a loss. Thanks for sending in those battles. Definitely a cool team. Definitely Yveltal with Focus Blast had a lot of fun and a lot of blasts coming in there. So thanks for watching this video. Please leave a like if you haven't already. And I hope I see you in the next video. Bye.